is Scott from Scott Shop Media. Today is Thursday, December 31st, and this is what is happening on the mountain. Traffic is finally starting to improve, only heavy in a couple of the usual areas as snow players are coming up, visitors are coming up to enjoy the mountain snow. There are no CalTrans projects scheduled through the weekend. Today through the weekend in observance of New Year's holiday. The only road restrictions, the only highway restrictions right now are on State Route 173. So from the village up to the rim, you still have R2 conditions. And there are probably a lot of the side roads, especially the Daly Canyon and Crest Forest Drive and Live Oak and Running Springs. Those roads are definitely going to be R2 as well. So avoid them until we can get some more plowing done and the sun comes out and melts some of that snow. Speaking of snow, we have another chance of a small storm, probably a little warmer than the last one coming in on Monday. Still up in the air as far as the timing goes and how much precipitation and how cold it's going to be. So we'll keep you updated through the weekend. But for today, we are under a wind advisory scheduled to expire tomorrow afternoon. Wind's actually starting to pick up right now in Lake Arrowhead, blowing some of that snow off of the trees. So if you are driving, use extra caution. We have very little fire risk for the next 7 days. Even with this wind event today coming in, there is still plenty of snow and moisture on the ground, so that won't be a significant fire risk. There were 10 crimes reported on the mountain in the past 48 hours. I will post a map. So if you saw any police activity in your neighborhood in the last couple of days, you can see what was going on. Currently, there's only one Southern California Edison outage, and it's a commercial outage. So it's not affecting any residents. So we'll call this no Southern California Edison residential outages. But because there is snow on the trees and there is a wind event, be prepared if there's a broken tree branch that you could potentially lose power, but there's nothing scheduled, no scheduled outages for today. And then lastly, this is the lowest number we have seen for over a month. Hopefully this will be a trend and we won't see this number go up significantly, but we need to continue to follow our protocols. 15 new COVID cases reported today. That brings us to about 227 active cases on the mountain and no new deaths reported. So that's what I have in a nutshell. If you have a few minutes to stick around, we'll go into greater details, starting with our traffic updates. CalTrans has no scheduled projects going on today or through the holiday weekend. So that's good news. Traffic is pretty mild right now, especially compared to the last few days. A couple of slow spots through Little Arctic Circle, downtown Big Bear. Only 4 incidents going on, and those are on the Lake Arrowhead, Twin Peaks, Rim Forest area. Those are stuck vehicles for the most part. The only chain controls currently in effect are on State Route 173, and that's from the village up to the rim. You still have R2 conditions, but all other highway restrictions have been lifted. So that's great news. Good job, CalTrans. But as far as the county roads go, there are still plenty of those secondary roads that are going to be icy, especially in the curves and especially when the snow kind of melts during the day and refreezes overnight in those shady areas. You could see black ice. So keep your chains with you. Always drive with caution. Weather is looking a little breezy today and some cloud cover moving in. And a couple of issues with this wind is not expecting any fire danger from it, but it is blowing snow off of the trees. So be careful if you are out on the roads today, and then also be prepared for potential power outage. If that tree branch, if the wind is strong enough, if you get a strong enough gust in your neighborhood, it could cause a tree branch to break and cause a potential power outage. After this wind event ends tomorrow, New Year's Day, we should be left with some mostly sunny skies for the weekend, and our next chance of rain and or snow coming in sometime on Monday. Still up in the air when the exact timing is, still up in the air how cold it's going to be, whether or not it comes in as snow, the whole storm comes in as rain, converts to snow, but we'll definitely keep you updated. Hazardous weather, only some minor things to forecast, including some winds, some moderate winds, gusts today through tomorrow afternoon, and maybe Monday night into Tuesday, some urban flooding. The winds expect to peak this evening and start dying down after midnight. And then our next chance of some strong winds will be on Tuesday, January 5th. 10 crimes were reported on the mountain in the past 48 hours. I will post this map so you can see if you saw any police activity in your neighborhood, what the activity was going on. Lastly, COVID-19 updates. We had 15 new cases reported today, which is the smallest new number that we have seen in several weeks. We still are under widespread risk throughout most of the mountain communities. This is it's 7-day average, trailing 7 days. So even though some of these numbers say 0, we're going to have to keep those numbers low for the next 7 days in order to see a change on our risk tier, on the state's 4-tier risk system. Just 3 new cases reported in Big Bear City, 2 in Big Bear Lake, 1 in Blue Jay, 2 in Crestline, 2 in Forest Falls, 2 in Lake Arrowhead, 2 in Running Springs, and 1 in Sugarloaf. How does that look for your community? We're hovering between 3.5% or 3 and 4% throughout most of the mountain as far as the total population that has been tested positive so far. On the average, we are at a 3.28%. As far as the state's risk tier system goes, we are at 30 cases per 100,000. This is a high number, but it's a lot lower than it has been. In fact, all of these numbers, these double-digit numbers, are a little bit lower than they have been for the past few weeks. Still doing a lot better than the rest of the county and doing a lot better than the rest of the state. But again, we need to continue to follow those protocols, get vaccinated as soon as it's available to you, maintain your social distancing, and hopefully we can continue to see these numbers drop and start opening the mountain up again. That's all that I have for you today. Feel free to email me or text me. Of course, follow along on Facebook on what is happening on the mountain, or follow me at Scott Shop Media on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Periscope for late breaking news.